Namaste, guys, and welcome to this, our second chair practice of the year. And today we're going to talk a little bit before we start about cultivating that positive mindset. So at the beginning of the term, I said that's what we were going to do this term. And then the more I've thought about it, the more I'm unhappy about this positive versus negative. It feels like a very rigid dichotomy, and unnecessarily so, because what feels positive for someone might feel less so for someone else. So it's very objective. So instead, I'd like us to use the language of cultivating a healthy mindset or a healthy mind space. So instead of thinking in such black and white terms as good and bad or positive and negative, we're going to think more of things which are healthy, which cultivate a sense of peace and balance and ease, and things which are less healthy, which perhaps are more to do with a sense of worry or anxiety or fear or anger. And there's nothing wrong with any of these feelings, and we have times when we experience those, all of us, but we're going to try to focus on moving our center away from this end of towards fear and anger, and more towards the sense of peace, or maybe perhaps even a little happiness and joy. Sorry, we've got a late arrival. So how can we do this in our daily lives? And I'd like to share with you what I do first thing in the morning, because I think it's a great way to set yourself up for a day. So first thing in the morning when we wake up, I find my mind is always beginning to run with the, okay, well, these are all of the things that I have to do. I've got to be here at this time. I've got to get these things done. I have to. And it feels almost oppressive as a way to start the day. So I like to just gently allow these thoughts to come to the side and focus instead on the one thing that I'm really looking forward to. And it might not be happening that day, it might be happening later in the week, but one thing that I can feel is something that will either bring me peace or bring me happiness or some light entertainment, or a sense of joy inside. So this morning I woke up and the train of thoughts was going, and I just gently popped it to one side. It's not that I'm suppressing it or stopping it, just putting it to one side, and focused on the fact that I'm teaching yoga today. It's my working day of the week. Wednesdays is a really big yoga day for me, and I love it because teaching yoga is the thing that I love to do. So it made me feel really joyful inside to know that I would be coming to classes, sharing energy with you guys, and started off the day with a real sense of purpose and sense of happiness inside. And then once I've done that, once I've got my thought that's bringing me a little bit of inner smile, inner sunshine, I do some deep breathing with my hands on my belly. And when I've done that, all still lying in bed, it only takes a few minutes, I decide which nostril is breathing the most fully. So you can do this at home now, by running your finger underneath your nose as you're breathing out, you'll see which side is your dominant side. Where is most of the air coming from? And then I step out of bed with the nostril, that foot, that side, that foot comes to the floor first. And that helps me to step into the energy my body is already flowing in that direction of. So I step into that direction of energy. I'm not fighting against the energy by stepping onto the foot from my less dominant side, which sort of sets the day all wrong. And it's a really simple thing. A few deep breaths, a positive thought, and stepping onto a foot, the same foot as your dominant side as you get up, and it will set your day up. So this week I'd like you to practice that, and we will do the breathing just now. So as you're sitting on your seat, trying to allow your spine to organize itself in its most upright position without strain. So without holding anything, without gripping anything, just resting, lengthening, closing the eyes or gazing gently downward, noticing how you're feeling right now, both physically. It's always good to be aware of those areas that feel at ease, areas that feel like they have space, quiet areas of the body, as well as those areas that perhaps feel less ease. Anywhere that you've got discomfort, being aware of it so you can work with it and not press through it during your practice. Become aware of how you're feeling in your emotions. If, like me, when you come into your yoga space, if you feel a sort of sense of letting go of tension, that might be nice. And perhaps you've got something else on your mind, and that's okay too, just being aware of it. Bringing your awareness now to your breath and noticing the breath that you're breathing right now. Notice the first place that you feel your breath. Perhaps that's in the movement of the diaphragm, the ribs, or perhaps the sensation in the nostrils. Just where do you feel your breath first? And then we're going to take our hands and rest them lightly onto our abdomen. If that feels comfortable, you don't have to, of course. And breathe just a little bit deeper. As you exhale, gently engaging across the navel to feel like you can help the breath to fully exhale. And breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the back, the chest. Breathing out, gently engaging across the navel to aid the exhalation. Breathing into the sides, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out, gently engaging across the navel. Long, deep breath in. Long, full breath out. Long, deep breath in. Long, full breath out. Maybe just two more in your own time. Find your own rhythm. And on your next exhalation, sighing out through the mouth, seeing if you can release tension from the throat and the chest. Allow your hands to relax, your breath to find its way back to quietness, any rhythm of your choice. And notice if you can relax across your forehead, let go of the tension around your eyes, your mouth, your jaw, your tongue. When you're ready, you can gently bring your chin towards your chest. We're not pressing the chin towards the chest, just allowing gravity to, surrendering to gravity and letting our head come forward. If that feels comfortable, then you might like to roll your right ear towards your right shoulder and bring your chin back to your chest, and left ear to left shoulder. If your neck's feeling less comfortable today, making some movements with your head that feel like they're supportive, helpful, doesn't have to be these ones. Whatever you're doing, feel the connection between the head, the neck, the chest, the upper back, the shoulders. Notice how deeply into those other structures the movements of our neck can take us. When you're ready, you can come back to center. And we'll just begin by rolling the, or move on to rolling the shoulders. So nice circles with the shoulders. The arms are quite heavy and relaxed at this point. We're going to go in the opposite way as well, opposite direction. And then taking the fingertips towards the shoulders or the chest, wherever is good to rest for you, and making circles with the elbows. And you can start with quite small circles, just exploring that movement. Perhaps now you can feel some of those connections moving that we explored with our neck movements. And if you want to, you can make your shoulder circles, a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. And then we'll go the opposite way as well. So you can start small, that's always quite nice. Starting small, getting bigger. If you've got one arm or one side that moves more freely than the other, simply moving them independently instead. If you want to move a little bit bigger into your circles, and let your head move if your head wants to move. So allow your neck to be free instead of rigid. And we're going to let the arms rest down to the side. And with the feet firmly planted on the floor, just begin a little twisting. So it doesn't matter what the arms do here. I'm keeping mine open to engage a little bit between the shoulder blades. And all we're doing is twisting a little bit to one side and then to the other. It's a really gentle twist. We're not trying to get anywhere. It's just a beginning movement, opening movement. And then coming back to center, we're going to rest the arms down by the sides and simply bend a little to the sides. Again, it's a small movement. We're beginning our practice. We're warming up the body for these movements gently. Excellent. And then resting the hands onto the knees, we're going to lean slightly forward over our legs. And then lean slightly back, maybe reach the hands behind you to your chair and open the chest. A little firmness in the belly here, leaning slightly forward, hands on the knees, reaching the hands behind you, opening your chest. We'll do one more like that. Reaching the hands back to open the chest and coming back to center. Very good. Now we're going to do just a little bit more of each of those movements. So I'm going to take my feet a little bit further apart, give myself some width in the low body, some stability, so I can press off the feet and use them as I move in my torso. So resting your right hand down on your right leg, we're going to soften the left elbow and make much bigger movements with the whole of the arm and the elbow. So if you want to, you can find a little twist and a little side bend here as you move. And if you want to keep your circles more isolated to the arm and that side of the torso, you can as well. Let's do a couple more in this direction. You decide what you want, how you want to move. Let's do the opposite way. So again, soft in the shoulder, soft in the elbow. Sorry, soft in the hand, soft in the elbow. Nice big circles, as big as feels comfortable to you, using as much of your body as you feel happy to use, with a little bit of engagement across your center space in the abdomen. Coming back to sitting upright, just observe the difference between the two sides of the body. Then we're going to leave our left hand down, soften the right elbow and wrist, and do the same thing on the opposite side. So again, a little firmness in your center. finding that space underneath the armpit, there on the side of the body, maybe even across the top of the shoulder. We'll do one more in this direction. And then reversing the motion, using as much of the rest of your body as wants to be involved. Again, not keeping the neck rigid, just allowing your head to move naturally where it wants to. Very good. We'll do two more in this direction. And then coming back to the center. Just taking a moment, particularly if that's made you feel a little bit dizzy. Just taking a moment, closing the eyes if you want to, keeping them open if you prefer. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Very good. We're going to stretch our legs a little bit out from us. So we want still quite a lot of our bottom on the seat, so we're not feeling unstable at all. And with the knees bent and the feet flexed, we're going to make ankle circles, but with the knees falling together and apart. So we get this sense of the femur bones, the thigh bones rolling in the hip sockets. And you might want to lean a little bit back to do this. You don't have to. And we'll roll the opposite way as well. If you find this a little bit toughy, you can sit to one side of your seat and do one leg at a time. And that will perhaps be a slightly more stable way for your pelvis to work. But once you've done a few of those, coming back to the center, bending your knees back in, placing your feet firmly on the floor. And the knees can point a little bit out to the side if you'd like to. They don't have to. So we're going to start by going to our right side with just a gentle, sorry, we're not going to do that at all. We're first going to do a little bit of spinal undulation backwards and forwards. So we're resting our hands on our knees, firmness in the seat of the body, a little firmness in the center of the body. We're going to breathe in as we open our chest and lean slightly forward. It doesn't matter how far you go. And as you breathe out, press into your hands, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and bring yourself back to a more upright position. So inhaling, looking up perhaps a little, leaning forward, opening the chest, scooping the belly in. As you exhale, pressing into the hands, rounding through the spine, and chin towards the chest, coming back upright. Lovely job. Inhaling like a seated cat pose. And then exhaling, rounding through the spine, back up to center. One more in this direction. Inhaling. And pressing into the hands, exhaling. Coming upright. Brilliant job, guys. So once we've done it that way, we're going to go the opposite way. So this way, we're going to lean slightly back, round the spine, dip the chin towards the chest, and then let the crown of the head come forward and down, and then lift the chin, looking up, opening the chest and bringing ourselves upright this way round. So leaning slightly back, scooping the belly in, chin to chest, let the crown of the head come forward. Use your hands for support on your knees. Looking forward, opening the chest, lifting back to upright. So as we fold forward, we use we engage the front of the body to create that length in the back of the body and fold. And then we create that length in the front of the body, use the back of the body to come back upright. We'll do just one more in this direction. Chin to chest, rolling forward and down. Lifting the chest, coming back to upright. Awesome sauce, guys. So now we can go to the right side, like I thought we were going to do before. So this time we're going to rest the right hand onto the right leg, lift the left arm up to wherever it goes, and reach over towards the right side to however far you'd like to. Breathe in as you come back to center, but just staying in the center, and then breathing out as you lean over to your right side. So breathe in back to center, And then breathe out, leaning to the right. Breathing in back to center. Turn your left hand, breathe out and down. Okay, watching this one. This is what we're doing next. We're breathing in and up, breathing out and over, breathing in back to center, and then imagine you've got something growing out of your right knee, breathing out as you scoop a nice big hug around it. So we'll do this together. Breathing in and up, breathing out and over to the right, breathing in back to center, reaching your left arm to the left side, breathing out as you scoop the belly in, chin to chest, round and hug. Breathing in and up, breathing out and over, breathing in back to center, breathing out and hug and scoop, breathing in and up, breathing out and over, breathing in and back to center, breathing out and scoop. And here, just stay for a moment in this scooped position, feeling the length all down that side of the body, scooping the belly in. It's a slight twist, a slight fold, a slight round, and then breathe in as you come back to center and relax the left arm down. If you need to give that left shoulder a little bit of a wiggle, you can. Mine are feeling a little bit tired, obviously, from what we talked about at the start of class. Now we'll do the other side. Left hand on the left thigh, sitting, finding that length in the back of the body, breathing in, reaching the right arm up, breathing out and over to the left side. Breathing in back to the center, and we'll do two more. Breathing out and over. Breathing in back to center. Breathing out and over. And we're going to do one more because I think we did four on the other side. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and over. Then we're going to breathe in and up and breathe out. Relax this arm down, and we'll go back to our scooping, side bends and scooping. So breathing in and up, breathing out, bending over to the left, breathing in and up, breathing out and scooping around as if we were hugging a tree growing out of our left knee. Breathing in and up, breathing out and leaning over to the left. Breathing in back to center, breathing out and scooping the belly in, the chin to the chest, rounding through the spine. Breathing in and up, breathing out and over. Breathing in back to center, breathing out, scoop. Do one more, breathing in and breathing out and over. Breathing in back to center. Breathing out, scoop, and just hold briefly, breathing here, finding that real sense of length down that side of the body. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to relax the arms, just roll the shoulders a few times. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so we've been sitting down for a little while. Why don't we do some standing up as well? So I'm just going to move this block out of the way and move my chair to one side. We may need them in a moment. And as you come into standing, perhaps you can feel the effect of all of that information we've given the back of the body. We're going to try and release any tension by taking the feet wide apart, just softening the knees and gently twisting, really gentle twisting from side to side. It doesn't need to be fast. It can be slow and steady. And here you might feel that you can press into one foot more and then the other as you twist, which helps you to drive the twist from the feet. Keeping the shoulders really relaxed, the elbows soft, the fingers soft, letting your head move with you. Perhaps you'd like to free the feet, little pivot on the toes as you twist from side to side. And I'd like you to explore maybe just a slightly more length across the straighter, the leg you're twisting away from, by reaching the opposite arm away from that leg. Lovely job. Now you might want to stay with this. You might want to add the dip in the knees in the middle, but be warned, it's a little coordinated, requires a bit of coordination. So if it's not for you today, that's okay. We'll do a couple more to each side. And then we're going to leave the bend and simply pivot, again, relaxing the arms. Then bring the feet to stillness and allow the body to sway back to steadiness in its own time. Fantastic stuff. So here, I'm just going to square my feet a little. It doesn't matter if your toes point out the way, if it's better for your knees and hips, that's all good. And then with the elbows nice and soft, breathing in as you open your chest, taking your elbows back behind your body. And as you breathe out, again, rounding through the spine, drawing the navel into the body and the chin towards the chest. Breathing in, taking the elbows back, opening the chest, maybe pressing the hips slightly forward, engaging the buttocks. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Breathing in and up, buttocks engaged. Breathing out, rounding. Breathing in, opening the chest. Breathing out, rounding. Breathing in, just lengthening all the way up, reaching the arms up. And as you breathe out, relaxing the arms down to the side. Again, giving your shoulders a bit of a shimmer if you'd like to give them a bit of a shimmer. Very nice. Fantastic stuff. So I think we've done some really nice limbering for the spine here. We're going to try a little bit of a sequence with warrior and with chair pose as well. So coming to your chair is here for support. If you feel able to do these postures without the chair, you don't need to use it. So we're going to have our hips facing our chair, the chair a comfortable distance away from us. And if you haven't a chair that's a really good height for you, then using a wall so that you can have your hands at a good height for your waist, your shoulder, your hips. So here, allow your feet to be a little bit straighter now. We're going to float our heels away from the floor as we come up onto tiptoes, and then float our heels back to the floor as we rest our weight onto them. You can keep your knees a little soft all of the time if you like to, breathing in as you come up to tiptoes, breathing out as you come down. Breathing in and up, breathing out and down. We're going to add a bend in the knee. Breathing in and up, breathing out, heels down, bend your knees. Heels stay on the floor. Breathing in and up, breathing out, heels down, and bend your knees. Lovely job. Okay, so this time we're going to breathe in and up onto our tiptoes. Free the left hand and turn to the left on your tiptoes as you hold the chair with your right hand. And then back to the center. Heels down, bend your knees. Lovely. Same thing on the other side, floating up onto the tiptoes, holding in the belly and the buttocks, opening the right arm out to the right as you twist the torso a little to the right, floating your hand back to the center, heels to the floor, bend the knees. Very good. Let's try one more of those to each side. So breathing in and up, breathing out as you twist. Breathing in, back to the center. Breathing out, heels down, bend your knees. Breathing in and up. Breathing out, right hand out. Breathing in, back to center. Breathing out, heels down, bend your knees. Awesome stuff, guys. So this time we're going to do a twist. Instead of opening our arm out to the side, we're going to open our arm all the way over and down behind. So if out to the side is going to work better for you because of how your shoulder and arm are, then that's fine. You can stick with that variation. If you can reach all the way up and over, do that one. So we're going to breathe in up to tiptoes, Breathing out, reaching the left arm all the way up, all the way over. Breathing in, reach the arm back up and down in front of you. And breathing out, heels to the floor, bend the knees. We might need to breathe a few more times, but if you've got a lovely long slow breath, then you might be able to do this in that way. Breathing in onto the tiptoes, breathing out, reaching the right arm up and over behind you. Breathing in back to the center on your tiptoes. Breathing out, heels down, bend your knees. And of course, you can do this just on your flat feet if you need to as well. One more time to each side. Breathing in and up. Breathing out, reaching the left arm over. Breathing in, reach the left arm all the way back. Breathing out, heels down, bend your knees. Breathing in and up. Breathing out, reaching the right arm all the way over behind you. Breathing in all the way back to center. Breathing out, heels down and bend your knees. Well done, guys. So hopefully your legs are feeling okay, but if you need to give them a little bit of a shake, you can. And particularly if you need to circle one ankle and then the other, you can. Super duper. So we've built up some effort, some strength in our calf muscles with this particular practice. So we're going to draw a little bit more length into those muscles now that we've used them. So here, with your feet closer together and your hands on your chair, stepping your left foot back as far as it will naturally go. So you want your stance to be quite open. You might need to bring your chair a little bit closer towards you once you've stepped your feet apart. We're not trying to force our hips to point towards the chair. So particularly if you've done yoga in the past, there was a lot of that encouraging of the hips to twist into a different direction. I want you to allow your hips to fall wherever they fall. So mine are pointing sort of just past the left side of my seat. So it doesn't matter where they fall. If you're desperate to do the given alignment by Iyengar, you can turn the hips to the front, but that is your choice. I would say it's not entirely healthy for the hips, but that's all good. Okay, so here we're going to raise the left arm up, and at the same time, we're going to really press down into that left heel and bend the front knee. So the front knee is the right knee. The right hand can stay on your chair. The left arm is up. The left heel is into the floor. And if you feel able to here, from wherever you are, breathing in as you open your chest and reach your left hand slightly back, and breathing out back to center. Breathing in, firm in the belly, firm in the buttocks. Breathing out back to center. One more. Breathing in. Breathing out back to center. Release your left hand down. We're just going to let that arm swing here by the side. Notice that your legs are still in this warrior position. And so here, resting your hands on your seat, breathing in, straightening both legs, breathing out, bending your front knee. Breathing in, straightening both legs, breathing out, bending your front knee. One more, breathing in, lengthening both legs, breathing out, bending your front knee. Keep the front knee bent. And this time, we're going to take our left arm bent at the elbow so that we make almost like a right angle. We're not worried too much about it. But left arm at left side, and we're going to breathe in, press into both feet as you twist your chest towards that left side of the body, breathing out back to the center, breathing in, twisting to the left side. You can look with your head as well. Breathing out back to center. One more. Breathing in, breathing out back to center. Releasing your left hand down to your chair. Get bouncy on your back knee and then press off your back foot to step both feet to the front. Take a moment standing straight, and then we're going to walk our feet away from us and do our downward facing dog. So feet sorry, knees nice and soft. And here you can paddle through the backs of the knees. You can sway your hips from side to side. You can also twist a little in your torso if it feels good. So doing something that feels good, maybe even turning the head from side to side. When you're ready, nice and soft in the knees, looking at your seat, walking back towards your chair and standing upright. Awesome sauce. Now I'm going to shimmer my chair to the other side because it's easier for me to demonstrate that way, but you can simply do the other side. Okay, so we've already done our up and downs. We don't need to do these anymore. We want to step quite close to the seat with our feet together and step the right foot this time as far back as feels comfortable, and just let our hips fall where they may. You can bring your chair a little bit closer towards you if you would like that for support. So here we're going to first raise the right arm up, and then we're going to bend the left knee, the front knee. Okay, so we're doing warrior one with the right arm up and the right leg back. Just checking. So from here, if you want to do a little bit more, firming the buttocks, firming the belly, breathing in, opening the right arm back behind you to open the chest a little, breathing out back to center. Breathing in, opening just a little, breathing out back to center. One more, breathing in, breathing out back to center. Relax the right arm down and just let the arm swing by your side. You've still got your front knee bent. We're building that strength, that stamina. And we're going to rest the right hand onto the back of the chair. Lengthen the front leg, so both legs are lengthened, and then bend just the front knee. Lengthen the front leg. Press into both feet. Bend just the front knee. Press the heels into the floor. Lengthen both legs. And bend the front knee, keeping the front knee bent, taking the right arm out at shoulder height, so it's a little right angles. And then we're gently going to press into both feet, firm the buttocks and the belly, breathe in as you twist to the right side, breathing out back to center, breathing in, twisting to the right, breathing out back to center. Breathing in, twisting to the right. Breathing in, back to center. Relax your arms down. Get bouncy on your back knee. You've got buoyancy to be able to step off the back foot, step both feet together at the front. And here again, we can do our downward facing dog. If you'd like to do a different release, you're most welcome to. Soft in the knees, soft in the elbows. Maybe gently swinging the hips from side to side, or rolling the torso so that you press one shoulder down and then the other, or twisting the head or paddling through the backs of the knees. Whatever feels good. We're not holding static so much, or releasing. Taking a minute here, then bend the knees, looking to your chair, walking towards your seat. And as you stand tall, giving yourself the opportunity to just let everything settle, perhaps releasing the chair, letting the arms settle to the sides as well. Let the spine organize itself into the space it now holds. Take a deep breath and sigh out through your mouth. Just allowing that to relax the chest and the jaw. Swallowing if you need to release your jaw a little bit more. So the movements in yoga, we've got lots of tools that can help us to begin to nourish that inner sunshine, which we all have, but sometimes is harder to find. And one of the ways in which we can do that is with the movements we make with our bodies. And so back bending, anything that lifts the chest and engages the muscles in the back of the body, lengthening the space in the front of the body, really lifts the spirits. And twisting is very warming. So we tend to feel cold when we're worried, anxious and afraid. And so warming postures can bring that sense of an inner glow, which helps us to feel just that little bit it helps to move us away from those spaces where we feel very intense, extreme emotions. So we are going to do just a tiny touch more of back bending before we move into our seated relaxation. So as you are standing with your chair, I'd like you to stand with your back towards your seat and your hands on either side of the chair behind you. Now here, to really begin to lengthen the front of the body, we need to engage the spaces behind the body, the muscles behind the body. So try drawing your shoulder blades towards each other. And when we do that, we actually draw the top of the shoulder blades apart, but the bottom of the shoulder blades together. So drawing the shoulder blades together, stepping your feet a little bit away from your seat if you've got room to do that, and engaging your buttocks and just pressing your hips a little bit further away from the seat as well. So you open the space at the front of the pelvis. We want to keep the knees just off straight, so we're not locked or rigid. And again, with the elbows just off straight if you can. And then if you can do a little bit more, lifting your head so that you're looking upwards. You don't have to drop the head back, but the position of the shoulders will protect you if that happens. And if you want to do a little bit more, you can raise your hands a little bit further up your chair, lean your hips a little bit further forward, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then head back to center first, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hips back to neutral, step back towards your seat, and you can let go if you're comfortable doing that. Taking just a moment, if you need to roll the shoulders, you can roll the shoulders. If you need to roll the hips, you can roll the hips. And we're going to do it one more time. So if that practice didn't suit you at all, I'm going to give you an alternative. So an alternative to this is to take the hands behind the body and wrap the forearms just across the back. Now it could be that you just hold your hand to wrist behind your back. But if you can, slide the upper arms against the body and hold forearm to forearm or elbow to elbow behind your body, then that is great too. So here, what happens is that opens this space in the front of the body. And we're going to use that for support against the back of our body and simply open your chest by leaning your shoulders slightly back and your chin slightly open. It's not as intense as the previous practice, but it's a really nice way to do this without the chair, and you can do it seated as well as standing. So this is the alternative, but if you'd like to use your chair, hands on your chair, you can do both. You could have done that one and do this one, it's no problem at all. I'm going to walk my feet slightly away from my chair, roll my shoulder blades towards each other, lean my hips slightly away without locking my legs straight, and lift my head just a little. Deep breath in. Feel the space underneath the rib cage, across the abdomen. Deep breath out. And that's enough. Chin back to center. Stepping back towards my seat, relaxing the shoulders, giving everything a little bit of a wiggle. And next week, and in fact on Friday night, we'll use a belt to access similar sorts of feelings of these open spaces across the chest. If you think about how you stand, or when you observe other people, Poppy and I were doing this when we were talking about how we use empathy to understand people's emotions, how we don't need to use language, we can read their bodies. So when you see somebody who has their shoulders really forward and has a little slouch in their body and maybe a little forward hanging of the arms and dipping of the chin, they look sad. This is how a sad body looks. So if you feel yourself doing this, you can use your body to affect your mind, to manipulate your emotions by standing tall, by doing the opposite, by taking the effort into the back of the body, opening the chest, lifting your chin, letting your shoulders come down, maybe even turning your palms forwards. So we're going to practice going from one to the other now. So as you stand, or if you prefer sit, find that sort of slouchy Tired, sad, not feeling my best. Maybe I'm upset about something. Maybe somebody's been mean. Sorry, these were examples I gave to Poppy. She's 9, so it's different. So we're going to feel how it feels to be here. We can feel the strain at the back of the neck, at the top of the shoulders from the head being in this position. We can feel the closedness across the chest. We can't breathe like this because our rib cage is sat right on top of our stomachs. Everything's closed here in the front. The breath can't get into the lungs. So we are going to manipulate our bodies into the opposite. So we're going to press into the feet, stand tall, lift the crown of the head up, draw the shoulder blades just a touch towards each other, turn the palms of the hands forward. Feel the space underneath the rib cage now. Feel the openness across the chest and the space underneath the chin as well. Let's take a deep breath here. Sigh out through your mouth. So this week, when you find yourself coming into the slouchy position that promotes these feelings of tiredness, perhaps sadness, perhaps anxiety, then try changing the pattern of your body and see if you can change a little bit how you feel inside as well. Practice, 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 practice. So with a little practice comes a little change. Very well done, guys. Now, we're heading towards relaxation. So if you'd like to, you can grab your things that you would like to wear. I'm going to pop on a jumper today. Perhaps you've got a blanket to wrap around you. After all of that wonderful practice, if you want to take this opportunity to recline on a sofa instead of in a chair, or to lie down on your bed, you can absolutely do that. Just take the video with you or your device with you. And today we're also going to do a little bit of singing bowl action. So, for relaxation anyway. So coming into your seated position, getting comfortable, making sure that you feel that your body can relax where you are. So I'm going to sit towards the edge of my seat because I need to reach the bowl. But for you, I'd like you to relax into the back of your chair, get all cozy underneath your blanket. Rest your hands wherever feels comfortable. Palms upwards if you like, palms downwards. Holding one hand in another, it doesn't matter. Allow your shoulders to really relax. First, lengthen the back of the body, the front of the body, and then relax into your seat. That's not slouching, that's just letting go of effort. Closing your eyes or gazing gently downward for these first few bits. We'll take a deep breath in. Sigh out through the mouth as you exhale. Let's repeat that 3 more times. A deep breath in. Let all of your effort go. Deep breath in. Let your muscles begin to relax. And your last breath in. Surrender your weight back into the chair, down into the floor. Allow your breath to find its natural, spontaneous rhythm and fall into a quietness. Take your awareness to your forehead. Feel the space across your forehead soften. The area around your eyes relaxing. Your mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy but warm, supported, and able to release and let go of any holding, any tension. Allow that feeling of softness in the forehead to spread up over the crown of the head, down the sides and the back of the head, into the neck, the throat, the shoulders. Feel a softening, a releasing sensation down the arms, into the elbows, the wrists, the hands and fingers. Feel the chest beginning to soften. Feeling that sense of release across the front of the body, in the abdomen, in the tops of the hips. Feel the sides of the body melting and releasing, the back of the body from the shoulders across the upper back. Letting go of holding, surrendering, softening across the buttocks, across the pelvis, allowing the legs to release, the knees, the ankles, the calves, the feet, the toes, to become heavy, to relax. Softening the whole body. And with the body soft, turn your awareness to your breathing. And allow your breath to fall in its natural pattern with maybe just a little extra softness, just a little extra length. Then moving your awareness to your sense of hearing, your sense of sound. Become aware of the sounds around you, simply identifying each one. Bird song, traffic, heating, weather, people. Withdraw your awareness from the external sounds, drawing it inside yourself. Become aware of your own breathing, the sound of your breath, the sound, the vibration of your heartbeat, maybe the sound of your digestive system. Take your awareness deeper within. Find that place of stillness within you, of peace, of tranquility. When you hear the sound of the singing bowl, imagine it's coming from that space within you. Allow the sound of the bowl to come from space deep in, its vibrations moving outward through your whole body. Allow the vibrations to touch every part of your body and mind, restoring that sense of peace, balance, softness. Allow your mind to follow the sound into silence, your awareness to follow the sound into silence. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe rolling your wrists at your ankles, coming up onto your toes, back onto your heels. When you feel ready, take a long, deep breath in and stretch the body. Let that stretch come from your center and find its way out into your limbs, maybe up and down the sides of your spine, into your legs, into your face, and beyond. When you're ready, you can bring your hands together, resting one on top of your heart and the other on top of that. Take a moment to think of something that you are really thankful for today. I am, as ever, very grateful to have had this time to spend with you, to see those of you who come to live classes in person, for COVID, in person on the videos, to experience our shared energy. It always brings a smile to my face. With love and gratitude to you all, namaste.